you interrupt me. So this week, is it going to be I'm undecided, I need your help? We're going to feature these guys in East Street in Bristol and these guys in the Millennium Square in Bristol. But first, we need a quick historical lesson about what logos are, or I'm going to call them marks. So there are three basic types of logo mark. Number one, we've got a word mark. As you can clearly see, these are just words. There are no symbols or graphics. They're just stylized bits of writing. That's a word mark. Number two, pictorial marks. They are pictures that you can instantly recognize. So Target, quite cleverly, have used a target for the logo. Firefox, etc. So, and number three, we have abstract marks, which you don't quite know what they are. It doesn't really matter as long as they're different and they can be protected because they're that original. But there's probably some underlying meaning as to why Mitsubishi you've got 3 diamonds and why Airbnb like that. But then, once you've established your marks, you enter another level that you can do. Is called system. I call it a system mark, like this. And we have what I grew up on in the 80s is MTV. This is my first realization that you could change the logo. Your audience won't be too freaked out by it. The reason you would do this is to assign some other kind of message in a very small window. So like down the bottom there, you've got the MTV who are supporting or suggesting that they are aligned with the Pride movement for a couple of weeks in the year. Now, I'm not saying that any company would just jump on this kind of band. Well, okay. So we are familiar with changing our logo, but this is what it's called. It's called a system mark, and you are changing it to slightly align yourself with a different message or emotion or whatever. You are very familiar with it with Google every single day to tell you something different about, maybe the celebration of the anniversary of Finland's independence, or to celebrate Jim Henson's Muppets. So they do that every day, which is fine because you're in Google, so you know where you are already. But I'm at a loss. So I went to Lane 7 in Bristol and had a fantastic time, fantastic food, fantastic evening, fantastic drink. Sore head the next morning, another story. But I went on the website beforehand and saw this. And not just those 4, these 4 as well. It turns out they have changed their word mark depending on where you will go bowling around the country, which kind of threw me. It's like, well, that goes against everything I recommend. But does it matter? Anyway, they're amateurs. I then go to VX, here they are, in East Street in Bristol, get my fantastic breakfast butty, but then see all these variations of their word mark. Oh, mind-blowing. And they just don't care. It's so subversive. It's so anti-logo. It's anti-everything I've ever advised. And is that cool? I don't know. Is the consistent thing about the VX word mark is that it's inconsistent. This is becoming more of a rave. I'm kind of going, yes, why not? If people aren't confused by it, then do it. I don't know. It's crazy. I'd love to hear your views, especially the branding experts out there. Should we advise our clients that when they come to us and say, we want a logo, you go, 1? We have a minimum of 12 here. Obviously, it's 12 times the price, but this is the new trend. Jello, talk to me. See you next week.